Follow C&D as we visit the CSL Seqirus Liverpool manufacturing site. Seqirus invited C&D to tour its Liverpool manufacturing site. It's largest of its kind in the UK and specialises in producing influenza vaccines for people aged 65 and over. We kicked off the day with Beverly Taylor, Head of Influenza Scientific Affairs, who gave us a rundown of Seqirus' history, vision and how it cooperates with governments across the world to supply seasonal vaccines.
We work really closely with governments, building up libraries of influenza potential viruses that will cause a pandemic. And this year, for instance, we have made 6 potential pandemic seed viruses, so that if there was an influenza pandemic, we could very quickly step in and make a pandemic vaccine.
Nigel Hilton, Vice President of Manufacturing and Head of the Liverpool site, was next. He filled us in on the site's history, how it's set out, and how the vaccine manufacturing process works. The flu vaccines made at the Liverpool site are egg-based.
So if we start on the left-hand side, this is a typical calendar of influenza vaccine production for the Northern Hemisphere. And the first thing I draw your attention to actually is in the middle where it says production at risk. Now we have to put 4 strains into our vaccine, and actually whilst we're conducting all this surveillance, we have to make an assessment of those strains which would have the lowest probability of changing from one season to the next, because to make sufficient vaccine in time to get it into pharmacists and healthcare professionals in time for September, we wouldn't have enough available manufacturing capacity to do that. So we take a very educated guess about the strain that is going to change least, and actually we've been quite lucky in the last few seasons.
Next, we were shown around the labs. This is where all the individual components of each vaccine are tested to make sure they meet requirements before being released to manufacturing.
I'll be able to show you around about 3 of the main labs that we have. I think will be the best thing to do. But ultimately, we test everything that comes in from the whole manufacturing process. So any of the components that you actually use for manufacture, so the syringes, the stoppers, all of those elements, we check that they're okay before they actually end up getting released for use in the manufacture and then out to the market. We test all of the kind of raw materials, so we test any of like the sucrose and stuff that goes in to physically make the matrix of our product as well, and then that again just gets checked that everything is meeting its kind of compliance status prior to actually using manufacture. If we find a problem at that stage, we don't use it in our manufacturing process. And then obviously we do checks as the manufacturing process is going along. So this lab, or these labs that you can see around now, do all of those activities. Originally it's about this thing, where we cut these holes out of it, and the gel itself has got some antigen in it, so essentially like a virus, behaving like a virus. And what we do is we put our product into each one of these wells, and the product, because it's like a jelly substance, it diffuses into the gel, and where the antibody, how far our product antibodies diffuse into the gel, it shows us how much we've got there concentration wise, so we know how strong the product is. So these are brand new isolators. So these, you can see here, this is how the operators actually work. We use these gloves to manipulate everything using these gloves inside here. So again, this is a completely sealed unit. So it's quite difficult to work with these gloves. The guys have to be very highly trained to be able to use this without causing contamination themselves. We class this as a grade A environment. So grade A is the highest grade, where you don't tolerate a single organism in there at all. So not even allowed one cell of a bacterial organism. The same with the filling lines in manufacturing. They are also isolated technology.
We were shown around Seqirus' fill and finish site. The machines here typically run between June and September every year, filling, inspecting and packaging vaccines, ready to be transported to pharmacies for the flu season.
Super high, the fill high, if the needle is bent or not. It looks at scratches or cracks in the syringe as well. So anything that has got a defect could be detected.
That's all from us at C&D. Hope you enjoyed the video of our visit to Seqirus' Liverpool site. For more content on flu, vaccines, and general pharmacy news, please head to our website.